Why does every event have to be tied to the team? Do the team aspect, but make it right. Do it 10 times a year. Do it 20 times a year. And be the league that does way more team play in golf than any other league. It's as simple as that.
Foreplay presented by Barstool Sports. Huge week in our world, in the golf world. We're here in, I don't know exactly what town we're in. I guess we're still in North Scottsdale.
Saguaro?
We're at the Saguaro Point House.
As soon as I landed in Arizona, everywhere I go is Scottsdale.
Okay.
That's just how I do it. Where are you? I'm in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale does stretch very far north. I feel like you can go pretty far north and still be in Scottsdale.
I don't know. I just know I actually feel that way about everywhere I go. Where if I'm going to if I were going to Nashville, I'm going to be in Nashville the whole time, no matter where I go when I'm there.
What about Jojo left his home in Tucson, Arizona?
If we were in Tucson right now, we'd be in Scottsdale.
Phoenix Open week, WM Phoenix Open. We got merchandise in the tent, and one thing that I love about these types of deals that we do is, we promoted this stuff online about a month ago. That stuff was insane. It went incredibly well. We sold out. We've got all that stuff is in the tent here, plus a bunch of new items. We're rocking several of them now. These crew necks. I got this
that might be the best number we got.
I love
that you're
this
wearing.
thing. It's incredibly cozy.
I don't know if I could pull it off, but it's probably the best thing we have.
It's definitely a Riggs Danny item, and me and you, I just feel like maybe we couldn't for whatever reason.
I think if you put this on, you guys would look better.
I think actually you're right.
Mm-hmm. We got new hats that are in there that weren't available before.
The hats that we're wearing, I have the People's Open hat. Is that the one I'm wearing right now?
Mm-hmm.
The amount of responses I got when I put up the rack of hats that Pilar sent us from the tent.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. You know how sometimes you see your analytics on Instagram stories and it's like how many shares it was? And a good Instagram story will sometimes be 110 shares. Holy shit, that's in 110 different DMs. Dude, my picture legit went to 250 in 10 minutes.
No way.
Everyone that saw it shared it to someone. They're like, dude, that hat is a must have. So these hats, the People's Opens hats, will be sold out immediately.
Well, we're getting updates now because the shop's open. It's Monday.
Yeah.
People have been out there.
Yeah.
People are buying this stuff. And the stuff online sold out immediately. And now we bought more this year to put in the tent.
5 times more.
5 times as much. So there's more there
than last year.
So there's more there, but it's last year it sold out. It's going to sell out this year. So if you're around the area, if you're in Scottsdale, everybody's in Scottsdale, no matter where you are. Go to the tent, go to the tournament. You're going to be there anyway and buy a bunch of stuff.
Full disclosure about the numbers and everything. Last year, it sold out. But I think there was at the end, they tried to hold a couple of hoodies and shirts for the Saturday, Sunday.
It was out by Friday afternoon.
It was out by Thursday.
Yeah.
So I think that now the fact that they got 5 times more, it will be a healthy amount, hopefully on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because that's where a majority of the people are going to be going.
But the stuff is so good.
Oh my gosh.
And it's I don't even really remember. It's definitely better, I think. So people are going to buy it fast.
Yeah, we're hitting the really good stride with merch in terms of we're getting very minimalistic with a lot of it. A lot of the hoodies it just says 16 and then the little Barstool logo. So if you're walking through that tent, it's not in your face, but you're like, holy shit, that's just a nice hoodie. I don't even need to know what brand it is. I love that we're adding that and the Barstool mix of what we always have.
Well, and it makes sense, but it's tailored to the event. Where it's that's a waste management hat. That's waste management. The color scheme is that way. It's not just every color of polo you could have, and then we also put waste management on it. It's those are desert colors.
You guys won't believe how many different racks we have in the tent.
I can't wait to see it.
It's 7 racks. So you just keep looking in all directions, and it just says
racks on
Barstool
racks
everywhere.
What do you think about that?
I like racks. No, it's great. And what I also like too is it's not all just techie fabric.
No, dude, this thing I'm wearing, I love this.
So yeah, go into the tent. That stuff should be there all week. It sold out last year. Who knows? I think they had over 300,000 people went to this event last year on Saturday. Weather doesn't look as good. It looks a little bit dicey, but people still turn out.
You'll need a crew neck and a hoodie.
You will.
You're definitely going to need that stuff. And we got women's gear. We got a whole, there's a couple, 2 or 3 racks full of women's gear over there.
Women's racks.
We love women's racks. I mean, we love men's racks too. But we really like women's racks.
Trent likes these because it hides the men's racks.
Oh yeah,
is that true about the crew?
It's a certain type of crew that hides the men's rack.
I threw this thing on. And I was like, I'm rackless now.
Yeah,
you got flat, baby.
I know. I feel good. You can hide it.
So go to the tent at the big fan shop. You can't miss it. Check out our stuff. It's really, really good. It's in there. We love it. You're gonna love it. So check it out. Our friends at ZipRecruiter conducted a recent survey and found that the top hiring challenge employers face for 2024 is a lack of qualified candidates. But if you're an employer and you need to hire, here is good news. ZipRecruiter has smart tools and features that help you find more qualified candidates fast. Right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/foreplay. You got to have good help out there. You just have to.
You have to. Good help's hard to find, but not if you use ZipRecruiter.
That's correct. That's very
true.
correct.
You guys find me on ZipRecruiter?
Yep.
Yeah.
We did.
That's how I went down.
We said good help, but
It's like Danny,
What'd he say?
Dylan
I
the
didn't hear
chair.
well, I said it into the mic, so they'll be able to hear it, but you won't. Perfect. As soon as you post your job, ZipRecruiter's powerful
There were a
matching
couple
technology
options.
shows you candidates whose skills and experience match it.
I was cheap.
When you use ZipRecruiter's rating tool to rate your candidates, they send you more matches from new profiles that are created on the site. Let ZipRecruiter help you conquer the biggest hiring challenge, finding qualified candidates. See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the very first day. Just go to this exclusive web address right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. ZipRecruiter.com/foreplay. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/FOREPLAY. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Good event on Wednesday night. I don't know if we've really talked about this much, but myself and Francis Ellis are on the commentary. So we're on-course commentators. I'm going to be with the final group. Francis is going to be with the penultimate group, the second to last group. You guys are all playing in it. So Frankie and Trent.
Penultimate. That's like the second to last.
Second to last.
So
Great
the
word.
penultimate episode of a series.
Game of Thrones was always a big one.
The second to last episode.
Penultimate.
Penultimate episode of Game of Thrones was always where the most shit happened.
Yes.
And then the last episode, they pick up the pieces.
I always thought the penultimate was it.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the appetizer.
And it's a big one during golf tournaments, especially like the Masters. I feel like they do it because they get down to the twosomes, and a lot of times you have some good names up there, and they'd be like the penultimate group today. This is a big one. It'd be like Tiger and Phil, who are 4 shots back, teeing off in the penultimate group.
It is a great way to add some gravitas.
It really does.
What a
It's
word
really
that
just,
is.
they're the second to last.
Yes. No, they're penultimate.
They really church it up
Is
with
that
penultimate.
Latin? Like, where's that? Why? What's that?
I don't
word?
know.
Probably if you go back far enough, be my guess.
Everything kind of is, isn't it? I don't
We're
know.
all related.
I would
Yeah.
like to know more about that.
That good event's going to be great. You guys are on the commentary. Trent and I are playing right behind, maybe right in front of you and Willie Wilcox. Is that who
Yeah,
you're playing
I don't
with?
know if we're first or you guys are first, but yeah, I tapped in the former tour player, which is a bit of a ringer.
You guys
move.
have a real chance to win the thing.
We got a ch- I
People
mean,
are not
there's-
giving you a chance, but you have a chance.
I think we have a shot. I played with him last week. He's striping and he just gets so nervous when he's under par. Like you think a tour pro can handle it, but he gets very, very nervous.
Hole in one on the 17th hole at TBC Sawgrass.
That's exactly right. Finished
That's
second on
incredible.
tour. We got a chance.
Trent and I do not have a chance,
We
but
got
we're
a
going to have
chance.
fun.
We're gonna have a
Because
lot of fun.
I'm not going to get nervous.
It's a scramble, so we'll put up a decent score, I think.
We'll be all right.
The other people I saw, George Savaricas, Andres Gonzalez, who was a legend, who showed up to a Barstool Classic Championship at Pinehurst one time, showed up on the first tee and was like, "You're Riggs, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Can I just drink and hang out with you?" I was like, "Yep." And he does it all day. So he's a beauty. Blair O'Neal's going to be there. So we got a lot of good people on the coverage, a lot of good people playing.
Paige
all the
Baranek's
biggest
in the
names.
house.
Yep. Paige,
Blocky.
yeah, Paige playing.
Michael Block,
Yeah.
get out of here.
Him and
Roddy's
He's playing with
right?
Brad, they're really
yeah, Brad Dalton.
Like,
What
we're
does
not
he
as
say?
good as them.
He doesn't say get out of here. What does he
He
say?
goes, "Come on."
Come on.
Well, Kirk does you serious?
You serious?
Yeah, he does.
You serious?
But he just does the spin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in?
Play
Are you
with-
serious?
I'm playing with Rory.
Rory, go in, Rory.
Are you serious?
Go in. No, no.
It's the choked up. Are you serious?
So yeah, that's Wednesday night. I think the coverage is starting at 7 local time, which is 9:00 Eastern.
On Peacock.
It's on Peacock. I don't know if the entire thing's on Peacock. I don't know the exact scheduling.
Okay.
We're definitely on Peacock for a while. So the whole thing might be on there. I'll have to look at all those details. But it starts at 7 local time, and it's going to be 2-3 hours of golf scramble. It's going to be a lot of fun. We kind of have free reign in terms of talking to these guys about the broadcasts. I talked with the producer today, this guy Chris, and he's like, "Yeah, no, we want you guys to be you and do your thing." So a little bit of like Corn Ferry Tour broadcast.
Who's in the booth?
More personalities. I think like George Savaricas. You know him.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's a pro.
It's a real broadcast. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna have that feel. I'm excited.
Yeah. George Savaricas,
all
and
right.
I guess Andres. I don't know if he's going to be in the booth because I think we're the only 2 encores guys. So
I don't feel nervous
electric.
about it at all. I'm ready. It's a scramble, dude.
It's gonna be phenomenal.
And Blair O'Neill, you know her from Golf Channel.
yeah.
Yeah, she does all
Scramble really does just take all of the stress off.
I hit a bad shot. Trent just picks me up.
It's
If
like-
he hits a bad shot too, then I wasn't so bad because he hit one bad too.
That's right.
Great mentals.
You never have to like save. You know what I mean? You never have to keep the wheels from falling off.
I think I have big moments in our scrambles because I'm so
Freeze
relaxed.
you up.
right.
Yeah, I really, and then in breaking 90, I top it on the 18th tee. Like when I'm in a scramble, I'm chilling, babe.
That Brady top was the same top that you had.
Same top.
The same top.
And I know like the whole thing is like every golf account is like, oh, it's so relatable. He's just like us. When I saw it, I was like, he's just like me.
Just
Yes.
like it.
Because that was the same shot that I hit.
Same
like
spin,
same spin, same distance, same like
You think the launch angle was the same? Just
exactly the
minus
same.
6?
Minus a million.
And it's one of those that wasn't a Mito Pereira type like wild swing. It's like his and yours. You guys both finish with your swing, normal finish almost, except the ball just barely got grazed, goes straight into the ground, bounces up in the air.
like a trick shot.
Identical.
It's like a trick
Yeah,
shot.
it is.
A shot that if instead of following through, you reached out, you could grab the ball. That's how bad.
You guys both also had the same reaction. I think his was a little more angry. You were trying to hold off like laughing.
Yeah.
But where you can't really say anything for
No,
the first like 4 seconds.
That's what I'm always surprised when like a Tom Brady or any of these top tier athletes in other sports play in these events. Like that has to be so humbling and embarrassing, I guess. But I feel like you don't see it as bad as that usually. That one was bad. From Brady.
Yeah, that was shocking.
There's also Tom Brady. Like
It's Tom Brady,
he's
man.
the GOAT.
He's
It's
also
awkward to watch someone that successful fail.
Agreed.
It was
Yeah.
like it made me feel uncomfortable. Like he doesn't want to be seen like that. Like to me, it felt like he was put in a situation to fail. Like the whole situation
But
around
isn't he a
him.
3?
Yeah, I know, but like whenever someone like that just does something like that, where he's not on the football field, he's not winning Super Bowls, and he's not the best quarterback of all time, and he's just out there golfing and he fucks up, and everyone's like, "Oh, he's human." Like that.
The better
The
video
Twitter
was-
version of it made me puke.
It was bad. The better version of it was when Keegan Bradley was introducing his son to Brady.
That was cool.
And Brady and Keegan's son was like, "Oh, I went to a Patriots game and they lost." And Keegan was like, "They never lost when he played." And Brady was like, "We lost sometimes, but not that often." That's a good video.
That was really
Yeah.
cool. I saw that.
That's the Tom Brady I want, not him topping it off the tee.
No, he's perfect too. He's the most handsome. Everything's right. His hair's all in the right place. He's just not supposed to do that. It was it's humbling, but it was nice to see. You know, for guys that hit shots like that all the time.
When I saw that it was exactly like mine, I did feel better.
Yeah, I think so.
I wanted to say rest in peace, Carl Weathers.
Mm.
I think that happened. We haven't done a podcast since then.
Dude, it was the wildest thing
Chubbs.
ever. Yeah,
Chubbs Peterson.
It was last week. So there's this podcast called Chasing Scratch. Did you guys see this?
No.
They released an interview with him that morning.
Really?
And then he died like 2 hours later.
Wait, so I know even more about this. Did you see this? So Chasing Scratch. So someone messaged me about this, and I kind of breezed through it. It was a DM. I didn't answer him. I'm sorry about that, but I did read it. I skimmed through it. And he was like, guys, I need you to bring this up on your podcast because Chasing Scratch, their whole, and I really don't know what they do, but I do know from this DM that I guess their vibe or their theme to their podcast is they have like really long standing jokes, similar to like how a PMT had a joke about Jameis Winston and they finally got him.
Yeah.
So I guess Chasing Scratch has had this joke for years about having Chubbs.
Yeah, they were like, we finally got him. It was the most incredible
it was
conversation.
Like, if you were a Chasing Scratch fan, you knew that like they were going to bring up having him on the show every single episode.
This is their white whale.
That was it. And then they had him on, and then he passed away.
How soon?
wow,
I don't know.
Dude, it was like maybe 3 hours.
But
They
I
had-
mean, when do they record the
I
interview?
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure when they recorded it, but they said this week. They said this week we had the opportunity of a lifetime. On Tuesday, we got the chance to hang with Carl Weathers for an interview. He was funny, kind, and full of wisdom and life lessons. We posted that interview this morning, and just like everyone else, we're shocked this afternoon at the announcement of his passing. It's crazy.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Jeez.
Heavy.
That is heavy. That hurts.
Yeah, it's insane. Well, rest in peace.
Yeah,
Obviously,
Chubbs
a legend.
Peterson. Apollo Creed. I just recently watched Predator
Yeah.
for the first time.
he's in that too?
He's in that.
He's
Just
a
great
legend.
actor. Legend, dude.
Like
Played
a
in the NFL?
true.
Played a year in the NFL.
Really?
did.
Yeah,
That's
he played
right.
linebacker for the
Holy
Oakland Raiders.
shit.
I mean, he's in the prime those boxing movies. Shredded.
I saw some tweet was like the
Apollo
biggest lie of
Creed, dude.
Rocky was that Rocky ever had a chance against Apollo Creed.
Right.
Like that guy would have eaten him
oh
alive.
my god. Oh
He was a beast.
yeah. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Carl Weathers, man.
And what an impact on the game of golf. Like, probably he never would have anticipated that, you know? that his character Chubbs like is an all-time golf character.
It's all in the hips.
Right. He's like, you hear that all the time. Yeah, I'm sure when they were making that movie, they were like, this is going to be kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird golf movie. I mean, it was Adam Sandler who was a star, but like, that's a great movie.
It's an
He legit
incredible
like
movie.
would have been the best player of all time, but an alligator took his hand off.
Bit my hand off.
You know what's amazing? And I thought about this the other day.
Same thing. Bit my hand off.
When I saw that he passed, and there was all the videos of him and Happy Gilmore. There were a lot of clips, and I've obviously seen Happy Gilmore my whole life. But when you really focus in, now that we are a golf content company and we make golf videos, it's an amazing movie, and it has really, really funny dialogue, and it's an Adam Sandler classic. The way that they shot the golf was actually unbelievable.
Pretty good,
Like,
right?
Really good.
Yeah. I got to go back and
They
watch
like
it.
follow
Like,
the
a little
ball,
bit.
right?
Just like a lot of just like CGI and following the ball, and like him going up to that crow hop Happy Gilmore swing, and the way that they film it. Like, it's not, I don't know. Like, think about how hard it is for us to just film us playing golf sometimes, where like to get all the tracers and make it look like a golf shot. They made this movie look.
It was 1995.
It was in the 90s, yeah. Go back and watch Happy Gilmore and look how like incredible they filmed him play golf. The putts, the chips,
The way they would follow the ball when he would hit his drives like 400 yards, they
off
would
the
zoom
club.
in on it and
Yeah.
follow it
And then
off the club
and then
was amazing.
fly with it. And then some of them were like the tracer, where it would be like from the tee, and it would zoom in, and you'd watch it just kind of fall on the green. It was amazing.
Right, because that can look really bad if you do
Oh,
it
it would
poorly.
look so shitty.
And it's the 90s. It's impressive. You appreciate it in a different way.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and watch it.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Another thing we got this week, Thursday night at Barstool Scottsdale. We have a party going on there. Cash, I believe, is performing.
Very nice.
Cool.
Anybody know anything about them? Because I put that up on my Instagram last week, and people were going crazy.
So nice. They named it twice.
Cash.
Cash.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Cash.
That's a good response.
Great response.
Is it electric music?
I don't know.
I think it's all
Is that the
electric now,
75-year-old
right?
man?
Electric. Electronic. Is electric?
Is it
Those machines?
The lightning
Is it
strike.
Is it that Thomas Edison
Boogie,
music?
boogie,
What is it?
With like no instruments? You know, the computer music?
You know that song?
Damn. That was a tough moment for me.
It's
So that's
electric.
Thursday night. A bunch of cool guys that are just like electric music. So
Cool.
we'll be there for that. So go to Barstool Scottsdale. It's a fantastic time. Be a lot of golf themed stuff going on. It's Phoenix Open, all the whole deal. So go check
You know
that
the
out.
song.
And then we're going to be at the event pretty much every day at different times. We're going to go by the merch tent. We're going to go by 16. We got credentials, so we'll be on the range.
Come see
so
us
we'll
at the
be all
tent.
over. So yeah, come check us out. All right.
Can we promo one more thing since we're just promo and stuff?
Absolutely.
Do you want to get into the event that we're throwing?
I would like to.
Okay.
We have a Sawgrass Shootout.
This is a big one. So we kind of teased last week for all the people that missed out on the Barstool Classic that we were going to be throwing in and sprinkling in some more events. All right. We saw the response. We saw that people in Florida in particular were like, come on, we want more. We want more. We got, when Florida may have been the first state that just went boom, immediately sold out. So now we're thinking, how do we add more stuff to this? The schedule, and one of the things that popped up was Sawgrass. Obviously, it has a really big championship where players play in it, TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah.
Players
Yeah.
playing
The
it.
Players
There's a hole
Championship.
with some water involved.
It's called
I
the
think.
Players Championship
At the green.
at Sawgrass in the community of Sawgrass.
Except for one guy.
What we're doing, listen up. This is a big event for all you people that missed out on the Barstool Classic, or maybe you are in the Barstool Classic and you want more. You want some more action. Maybe this is a precursor to your Barstool Classic event. This is a little an appetizer, some would call it, but for some it might be the main entree, maybe even the dessert.
Keep going with the metaphor.
When's
12
the last time you've had dessert?
I had cheesecake on Saturday.
Couple
All right.
nights ago.
I was the only person. We were just getting drinks, and I got cheesecake.
Unbelievable.
I was like, we'll take a couple beers, and I'll have that creme brulee cheesecake.
I told you about a time in Austin when Chap sat down and he led dinner with a chocolate sundae.
I love that.
Yeah.
The waiter said to me, "Bold move."
Was that a bar?
It was at a bar. Yeah.
Incredible. All right, listen up right now. When are we doing this? The answer is Wednesday, March 13th. The Wednesday before the Players Championship. We are going to be on property, essentially, at the yards at TPC Scottsdale. So, sorry, TPC Sawgrass. We're at TPC Scottsdale.
It's all Scottsdale.
It is all Scottsdale.
Everything's Scottsdale.
We're
all
at the
coming
Yards.
up Scottsdale.
We
That's
played.
really stretching the
It's
Scottsdale.
called the Sawgrass Shootout.
Scottsdale East.
It's a 2-man gross scramble, and at this place, the Yards, we played Adam Scott there.
Yeah.
We've had a couple things there, and we're going to be having a couple things there in the future. It's an amazing little location right there on the property of Sawgrass. It's walking distance from TPC Sawgrass.
Famously where Cam Smith last year was out playing
Exactly.
during the tournament because he wasn't in, despite the fact that he was the defending champion.
So we're going live with this thing this week, and I know Live Event Lisa wants to get this thing on sale, possibly even like tomorrow.
Okay.
So do we want to, like, on this podcast, just discuss when we want to put this thing live?
So are you saying tomorrow in our time? You're saying Tuesday?
I'm saying like today.
Today.
I'm fine with that.
You guys
it's
okay
up to
with
you
that?
guys.
You want to do noon?
Not okay.
You guys want to do
Veto.
noon?
I'm vetoing it.
All right, let's do noon.
Okay.
She said that she's got it all ready to go.
Should we tease it on the internet right now then? Should we tweet out about
We
it?
should probably tweet out.
Do we have
know?
the logo and stuff?
We've got the logo. We've
Okay.
got
Do a
everything.
live tease?
I know it feels a little bit rushed because we're just figuring this out on the fly. But listen, this thing's in a couple weeks. Like, we got to get this thing locked and loaded.
excellent logo. You like the logo?
It
it came out
unbelievable.
great.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Shout out
Tony
Justin
the
Summers
Tiger.
who came up with that.
Incredible.
Great.
Youngstown Bob?
Youngstown Bob came up with that. It was unbelievable. There was
He's
a
had
lot.
some winners, some real winners
Yes.
over the years.
It took a lot to get to that point. We didn't know where to put the Barstool logo. We finally figured out you just throw it right in the middle, and it made it pop.
Bang.
So this is a 2-man scramble. This is the format. It's gonna be really fun. It's 12 holes of a 2-man gross scramble, and then this place, the Yards, has a little bit of a loop. How many holes is it? I think it's a 3-hole loop. 15 holes altogether. 12 full golf holes. An amazing layout. Go watch our video with Adam Scott. You'll see every single hole. Actually, you won't see every single hole because we beat him pretty
Dustin,
damn
I'm
badly.
sorry, Adam Scott.
And then, so the top 5 teams from the 12-hole scramble will go to the 3-hole shootout of the par 3s, and we'll do a scramble there.
That's going to be electric.
So it's going to be electric. You're going to have all these people surrounding this very cool loop at the Yards.
It's a place meant for something like this.
It's got music. It's got water on all these holes. It's an amazing, amazing facility. I can't wait for it.
We're
So
going to have a
that's-
lot of fun that day.
It's going to be Wednesday of the Players, so you're already going to be down there in Jacksonville. It's a huge week for the PGA Tour. All the golfers are going to be there except for the guys that defected to the LIV, and we're going to have the greatest time of all time.
Yeah. Noon
So-
today.
Noon today, we're putting that out. So listen, if you're late, you're late. It's going to be another one of those things. There's only going to be like 75, 100 spots, maybe. I don't even know how many.
Yeah, there's 72 players, 36 teams, top 5 get into the shootout at the end. Everybody's going to be around together, drinking, hanging,
be great.
music. It'll be a lot of fun. So we're going to actually get things in motion right now to make sure we
Are you
can
going to
go
lock
live.
that in with LL?
I'm going to lock it in. I'm texting LL right now.
Okay. Noon.
I love it.
I've
Okay.
been throwing a lot of things at LL with this other stuff. So it's like, I got a lot of scheduling with Live Event Lisa right now.
Yeah. This is going to be a good one. This will be fun.
This one should come from me then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
That's
I like
good.
it. Yeah. All right. So that's that. Check
I might
that
as
out.
well
That's
say
gonna be a
right
good
now
time.
too. We got another event that I'm going to be
Yeah, go
pushing.
ahead and say it.
It's just an event
Spill those
pushing
beans,
podcast.
you know?
I got this pickleball event that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've been talking about it a lot of pickleball. I've been talking about pickleball more than I ever thought I'd be talking about pickleball in my entire freaking life.
And when is this one?
Our first. All right. So you want me to just tell you, Trent?
Yeah.
If you're a pickleball player, I want you to perk your ears up. Is that the right way to say that? You perk
Perk
your
up those
ears
pickleball ears.
Is that what you do?
Yeah.
Our first pickleball event. We're going on tour. We're going across the great country, but
we
we're
are.
really keeping it to the East Coast. The furthest west we're going to Chicago, Illinois.
A North America tour.
everywhere. We're going everywhere.
It's a world tour on the East Coast of America.
International.
What we're doing is we're going to Jacksonville. So we talked about this Sawgrass Shootout happening on the 13th. The day before, March 12th, Tuesday, at the Yards. It's a massive
You just going
pickleball
to sleep at the
facility.
Yards? I mean, that's your spot.
Dude, the Yards is a massive pickleball facility. The,
good
the
vibes
people
there.
that
We gotta
run
run
this
there.
event, that run the events at the Yards, are just top notch. They have incredible pickleball courts there. We are ready to rock. We have it all set up. Jacksonville, March 12th is our first pickleball event. Tickets are going to go on sale next week. I'm going to announce the other 5 cities.
You are.
Oh, yeah.
You're just going to rip it?
Of course. So listen up if you're a
This guy
pickleball
is-
fan.
he's caught momentum heading downhill.
Listen up if you're a pickleball fan. This is where we're going. The Barstool Pickleball Open. I'm just going to tease you right now. Next week, maybe next show, we're going to come up with a little bit more of an official format, a little bit of official announcement, I'll say.
All right, so here it is, the worldwide pickleball tour on the East Coast.
Jacksonville, March 12th. Chicago, June 1st. Boston, July 27th. Washington, D.C., August 17th. Stamford, Connecticut, October 5th, and then we finish at the Great Long Island.
There we go. Homecoming.
October.
I'm surprised it's going out of Long
19th.
Island, to be honest. The whole world
Long
tour
Island
might
tour.
just-
You know,
We go to
that one I
Suffolk
tried to
County.
keep-
We go to
I
Nassau
really
County.
think, and I think Frankie will agree, we could hold a pickleball tournament every week on Long Island and it would sell out.
Dude, the pickleball on Long Island is out of control. You can't you cannot get on a court if your life depended on it.
And if you're wondering, it's, whenever these go on sale, like, what's it going to be like? Have you guys never done one? You have done one. We did
one
on
last
Long
year
Island.
at Pickle and Par. It was a
great.
great time. We're doing
It was
that
great.
again at that location. The locations that we've set out or that we've set for this thing are incredible. The only one outdoors is at Jacksonville, and the other ones are all going to be indoors at premier indoor facilities across this great country. The furthest west we're going this year is
this
Chicago.
world.
Listen, if you can't get to these events, because we know that they're going to sell out really quickly. I mean, these events will sell out based off the people that just go to these facilities on their own. Like they'll
Right.
just put up a little flyer at this pickleball facility, and they're going to sell out these places. We're ramping this thing up big time from where we were at last year. And I know some people think pickleball is a fad. You're big tennis fans. You don't want this to be a part of your life. It's here, and it's not going anywhere. And it's so much fun. The things that we have planned for this are incredible. It's going to be just like we did for golf with the Barstool Classic in terms of pickleball. We're partnering with a lot of people, and hopefully we have these pros coming in with Beta Pro as part of the aspect, and we have a lot of fun things set aside for you guys, and it's just going to be worth the price of admission. I've played in pickleball tournaments where you pay and all you get is like to just play 5 games, and then like you maybe get a shirt if you win your division. The stuff you're getting by just entering a Barstool Pickleball Open alone is worth the price of admission. You're getting a huge, you're getting a lot of gift bags. You're getting a lot of chances to win 5 automatic games, playoffs, divisions. I got Big Rob running the boards across
I
this
was
whole
going to
country.
ask, he's going to be there.
Oh, we've got a new system now where like you're gonna get a text message what court you're going on. Big Rob's got the whole thing figured out.
Well-oiled machine.
It's gonna be a well-oiled machine. Barstool
Big Rob.
Pickleball Open. We're going across the country, but the furthest west we're going to Chicago. You can see all the stuff, all the facts, the FAQs, and all the cities we're going to and the dates. And that's all I have to say about that. All right, I've been talking too much. Let's talk about something else. Let's get conversational. We've been pushing a lot of stuff.
Let's do a little golf talk. So we had a couple different winners. We had the Wyndham Clark situation on the PGA Tour, which we want to get to. We had the Joaquin Neiman situation on the LIV Tour, which we want to get to. I want to start with this Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth group text drama.
I didn't see this at all.
I saw it.
Late in last week, Jordan Spieth, I believe Tuesday or Wednesday, did his interview for the AT&T Pro-Am. And in that interview, in that press conference, he sort of responded to Rory's comments from the week prior, where Rory had said, I don't think there should be any punishment at this point for anyone who went to LIV. Our life's all about decisions. If you did go play on the LIV Tour, he said, eligible players should be able to just return without punishment to the PGA Tour. Jordan Spieth was asked about kind of these comments, and he had a very different tone. He essentially said, without saying it, he said, I'm on a lot of different group texts, and depending on who you might talk to in different circles, some people might share that opinion. Some people might have a completely opposite opinion of kind of what Rory said. Well, then it came out that night, after Jordan Spieth's comments went out, Rory left a group text in which he was on with Spieth.
They called it a top players group text.
It was weird. It was like he left a top players group text.
Yeah.
And that prompted Spieth to then call Rory, or one of them called the other, and they had an hour-long conversation sort of hashing it out about all of this stuff. Now, what exactly was said in that conversation, I don't think came out, but a little juicy.
How do we know this all happened?
I think Rory acknowledged that he left the text. Spieth was talking
Good
about
question.
it. Rory said, I understand where he's coming from. Rory talked about it.
But a reporter found out.
Wow.
It was Bob
Someone
Herrick.
leaked it maybe
It was somebody.
from the chat.
And then they went and confirmed it the next day, and then Rory confirmed. He was
Leaving
like,
a group chat in a huff is objectively hilarious. Where you're just like, I'm leaving.
You've
goes
done
to
that
show.
before.
I have done that.
You've done that.
Oh, yeah.
Trent has left a group chat before
Oh yeah, I'll do it.
as a statement leave.
in a huff.
If I don't see things going the way that I think they should be going, I'll leave a group chat in a huff.
It happened when did it happen?
We
Yeah,
were at
what-
the PGA.
PGA Championship? No.
Which one did I leave?
Dude, it was when we flew somewhere and we saw Dylan the chair. I know that's like a tough situation.
You guys
Oh.
keep saying that.
It was it was like a travel.
We saw Tim somebody.
It was a travel.
Tim Sofa.
Something about our travel was going on, and there wasn't much communication.
What event was it though? Why was he sitting there? I can picture it. We go there all the time.
Dude, it might have been.
Was it Carolinas? No.
Bro, I don't remember.
All right, whatever. I guess that doesn't actually matter
Been
at
in
all.
a million places.
The reason that you left the chat was because we landed at like 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
And we were grinding our asses off, going from city to city, Barstool Classics, all these things. We land at this location because we had to be there it was a professional golf event. I'm pretty sure.
I think it was the President's Cup.
The President's Cup in Charlotte.
Yes.
That's exactly where it was.
Must have been it.
Yeah.
And there was a situation where Riggs had a rental car, but landed like maybe 15 minutes before us from Arizona probably. And then you and I were landing from New York, and it was at like 1:00 in the morning. And for some reason, the text message that we got from the person that was booking the travel was, "Hey guys, your rental cars are at National. So you don't even have to go to the booth. You just have to go and pick up a car." So Riggs goes to get his car at National, gets in the car and leaves. We go to get a car. We get in the car. We turn on the key. We turn the key. We go to the exit, and the guy goes, "Your reservation's not here. Do you have any information?" We said no. So we try calling. Everyone's sleeping. It's 2:00 in the morning. There is no reservation. Turns out they booked it on some random, I don't know, Avis or some Dollar Tree website, and never told us. Right? They never told us. So then we had to park the car, go back downstairs,
walk of shame with a rental car.
Figuring out now it's 3:00 in the morning. We have to be there at 6:00 in the morning. So we finally write in this group chat with a bunch of people in it, and we say, "Hey, where's this car?" And like, we're not trying to go crazy. Where is the car, and how do we get there? Right? Like, someone just tell us. And somebody sent us a link to an app that has we used to have we have this app.
They said it's on Naven or it's on the app.
Yeah.
We have an app.
No, they didn't even say it's here. They just dropped the link.
They just dropped the
and I
link.
was like, I'm leaving this.
I remember
They just dropped the link to basically be like, "Trent, you don't have the link that has all the information in it. You should download this app," but didn't say any of those words. Just sent the link. That's like if someone's like, "Oh, where'd you see that news?" And you just sent them the Apple Store link to Twitter, and you're like, "Download this and figure it out."
Someone asks you something and you just respond with Google.com.
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly what it was.
It was my second or third week on the job, and I was like,
Dude, it was
these guys are
2:30
fucking
a.m.
prima
It was
donnas.
2:30 a.m.
I was like, is this what I'm in for? We're leaving group chats?
It was 2:30 a.m. and all of a sudden Trent just went, "Leave."
I couldn't. So leaving in a huff of a group chat is the best. It feels good too, because it's very passive
I
aggressive.
got off to the Trent has left this conversation.
It's like, I'm out of here.
It's
So
crazy
Rory
that-
did that to a top player's
Yeah,
group
and it's
chat.
crazy that with all that money and all that, like, there's still guys who it feels good to leave a group chat when you're upset. I think there is a bit of a split, it would seem. Rory is very team, we need the PIF involved in this. He really believes that we should take the Saudi money, we should unify everything. I do think there is a group of influential players who are like a little bit less stoked on that. And so I think that's kind of where the divide is.
And their stance, you think, is that if we can find funding and financial backing, investment that is, whether it's the Strategic Sports Group or anything that's not Saudi, we should prioritize that over PIF.
I think that has to be the only logical reason you would object, is the source of the funding, is the moral argument, because they have more money, right?
They have all of the money.
They have all of the money. So I can't understand why you wouldn't want them involved apart from the PR, backlash.
But all of that makes the divide worse. It makes, like, then they're still just going to steal players.
Right.
So, and you're going to have split pools of talent. And that is what nobody wants, certainly no fans.
Right.
So if you have that and you're going to do something that is going to continue that, I think it's a miss. Like, I'm with Rory, where it's like, at this point, it's a tidal wave. It's inevitable. It's Thanos. This is happening. Dude. So make it happen so all of them can play together.
You should not have to worry when you're buying tickets to your next big event. Game Time is the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports, and it is our favorite, our fastest, and as we know, the easiest way to buy tickets for all sporting events, music, comedy, theater, whatever you like to do. It's obviously a big event week this week, where there's a Super Bowl going on. There's a Phoenix Open going on all week long. I saw tickets on the Game Time app last week for the Monday, Tuesday practice round were like under $30. Throughout the weekend, I think I saw you could get general admission on Game Time for like $88 to go on Saturday. I know Trent and I, first went to the Phoenix Open 6 years ago now. Probably the most fun at a sporting event I've ever had. We got there Saturday in line at 5:30 in the morning or something. We got in at 7. We didn't see a single golf shot until 11, and we had an absolute blast.
Really fun. That was really fun. I want to go to something. I got an itch to go to something. I feel like it's been a while since I went to like a concert or a show or I want to go to a Knicks game. Knicks have been playing well.
Yeah,
and the
Jalen
city's
Brunson.
kind of alive with them. And there's a bunch of people in the Barstool New York office who are like Knicks people. I want to go to a Knicks game.
It's nothing like going to a game. I've been to 1,000 Islander games, probably more at this point in my life. And there's just the same feeling every time you walk into an arena. It's just, you feel that chill. You smell the popcorn, the beers are flowing, you see the ice, you see the warm-ups, and you're just like, let's go, man. What a way to spend a Tuesday night. Like, what else would I be doing? Just sitting home doing nothing. I'm watching peak athletes playing a team
Get out and
sport.
live a little bit, experience the world.
Team sport, you know.
Team sport. I hear you.
It's a good
Rooting
time.
on.
Game time.
We got a
Oh,
Game Time
it's best.
guarantee, too. It means you'll get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for last Game Time, will credit you 110% of the difference.
Damn.
That's the Game Time guarantee, baby. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code FORE for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code FORE for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
I saw someone tweeted a picture of the first LIV event, like the tee sheet, the players that they had. It was like most of the guys you had no idea who they are. If you looked at the tee sheet from the first event this past week, it's happened kind of piecemeal. It's happened like once at a time. That first year it was like, oh, Brooks came, and then the next year Bryson came. If you look, like zoom out and see all the players that they have, there was one point on Sunday rather, where it was Cameron Smith, Brooks Koepka, Sergio Garcia, Joaquin Niemann, John Rahm. We're all within 3 shots of the lead.
That's a real leaderboard.
And it's like,
Yep.
with the Rahm thing, they crossed the threshold where it's impossible to ignore now from a golf perspective.
That's right.
He's that important. Like him on that leaderboard and him fist pumping and yelling "fuck," on hot mics. Like it just kind of felt like a tour event.
Yes.
And it's obviously different. I hate the music. I really hate the music. It makes
You
me
do
feel like
not
an
like
old
the
man.
music.
I hate the music. It's a little bit different, but like did you guys watch it all on Sunday?
Yeah, I tuned it on. I tuned in / turned it on for like an hour.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I actually sneaky hate the music as well.
Yeah.
And it's not the fact that we always listen to music when we play. I enjoy that. It feels like you're watching them still warm up.
Totally.
When I'm like watching a guy line up a putt and you can hear the music, like there's no way to not hear it because you can hear it on course and the mics pick it up. So you can literally hear they had Trent's like electric music was on.
But it's like faint
cash.
thumping in the back.
Yeah, and it was crazy.
It changes
was like,
based on the hole. Like some holes are louder, but there was one where
Golf, but
Neiman
louder?
had like a 5-footer with like 5 holes to go. And the announcer's like, this is a massive putt. And in the background, you just hear, and he misses the putt. And the announcer, Arlo White, who is very prone to dramatics, he's very dramatic. He goes, that is a stab in the heart. And in the background, you just hear,
Yeah.
And it's just, you're right. And some like guy in my replies tweeted a screenshot of me being like, we should be able to play music everywhere, like when you're playing golf from 2020. I was like, bitch, that was before LIV. And I'm talking about playing with your buddies. That is different than
very
watching
different.
the best
which
players
almost
in the world
helps your
compete.
case.
Yeah.
Where it's
I
like,
mean,
I'm talking about us idiots out there playing
Yeah.
golf. It's not serious.
I mean, if they could figure out how to like if each hole almost had a DJ on it, where when it became time to get serious, you pump
Yeah.
down the music.
they're
Just like
building-
the NBA has music that plays throughout
Definitely.
the
They
game,
bring the
and then
ball
the
up the
last
court, there's
2
music.
minutes you won't hear that shit.
So they turned it off for the last couple
true.
holes and for the playoff, and it was way better. I also refuse to believe. I mean, they're building a fucking city on a line in the middle of the desert. You're telling me there's not a way they can
There's a
figure
way.
it out to not have it on the broadcast? Because I think it is nice for the fans there. Like I've been to LIV events. It's pretty fun. It feels like the music definitely adds to it.
Yeah.
But there has to be a separation between that vibe and then like when these guys are coming down the stretch.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a very serious leaderboard that did make me think. Like that was the first time probably in my life where I legit was like, I got to turn this LIV thing on.
Yeah.
I was like,
There's a way better leaderboard than AT&T.
Well, there was nothing going on. It was the perfect storm because there was no football. It was a winter. The whole West Coast underwater.
Yep.
Everyone was already kind of in golf watching mode because Pebble was on, and then Pebble cancels it on Monday morning. Everyone's like, oh, might as well throw this on, or on Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if we're going to see the ratings, but and I also live, and we all do, but I think me especially, in this like very golf nerd echo chamber bubble.
Yeah.
But so I can't really speak to the overall public and their perception of the event. But from within this bubble, it was the first time where like it felt like all of golf Twitter was kind of watching the LIV event.
Yeah, and that's not that long. We're at the beginning of their third year.
Yeah.
So if like you give that a couple more years, it's like LIV just might be the event. And one of the from the gallery questions we actually got was like, what will it take to tip it? Because we've talked about it tipping, where at some point it could just tip to the other side of LIV is just now the tour, right? And like and somebody's like the guy put it in there, but if this happened, like if Scotty, Rory, and JT all just went to LIV, like then LIV is just the tour. Like
I
that's
think we
just
had
it.
said,
and we're not that far off. From
I had said JT and Spieth, having those two go.
If Rory went after all this,
Well, yeah.
it's over.
For sure.
Right. If you've got Rory, Rahm, DJ,
That would be like
Brooks,
assassinating like a leader like during a world war. Like it's just over then.
Yeah,
yeah.
Rory's
If you get Rory, it's over.
Right.
course.
So they're one
He's like
player away from
Duke Ferdinand.
Yeah, Franz
So
Ferdinand.
then what would happen? Gabriel Princip. He's the one that killed him.
hardcore history.
Then you would have to wonder if the networks would genuinely start questioning what they're doing, right? Like if CBS's coverage has, you got Nance and you've got Immelman and you got Colton Nose covering this event that has a laughable leaderboard compared to the other event, then I know everybody's comments are the eyeballs and the eyeballs, but like if you just substituted in the LIV event for the tour one, it wouldn't do worse at that point. Like if it tipped over with Rory and all them.
Right.
That's the piece that I can't figure out yet. And I think it's because I'm so in this bubble where like I'm going to watch. Like these are the best golfers in the world. I'm going to watch my fucking job. I don't know how many people turn on the PGA Tour for the players versus like the history and the tournaments. I think the PGA Tour might have overestimated how much people care about the history and the legacy.
Yeah.
Like, they're banking on this means something, but like these golfers are competitors. Like they're trying their hard. It's still a golf competition.
Problem about the legacy and the meaning, and I've always I'm a big theatrics guy. It's an individual sport, so at the root of it, unless it's Tiger Woods, because we all are on Team Tiger. Like our generation is Team Tiger. We're all on that team together. So when he wins, it feels like your team just won a championship. Unless you're him, maybe a select other few in the history of the game, no one actually cares about the person that won that and the defending of it. It's like It's a cool wrinkle while you're watching it. Can Scotty Scheffler do it again? And can someone finish their career with 7 majors? It's definitely a cool bar setting.
Well, the
thing
majors
to talk
I think
about.
still matter. For
the majors
that.
do, yeah. So I'm talking about the major tournaments, which I'm not talking about. Riviera, or like the elevated events. It's
Memorial,
like, do I actually care about the history of it? Do I care about who wins it? Like it's not like you're watching your team win a division playoff game. Or
Dan, don't answer this. Who won the Memorial last year? Jack's tournament. I was just trying to think of it in my own head.
Fucking Cantlay?
Maybe. He's definitely won there relatively recently. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Fucking
maybe Rahm. Was it Rahm? No, because he
Rahm
played
won
at the beginning.
Rahm won it in COVID.
Yeah.
Cantlay's won it. Bryson's
And then Rahm
won
had
it.
the year where he had the 6-shot lead and got booted.
Yeah,
but that's exactly to your point. Like, fucking, we're a golf podcast.
Don't
Probably
say
the biggest one.
do not say it.
I won't.
And like, we don't know who won. That's Jack Nicklaus's tournament. It's about as big of a tournament you can have outside the Players' Championship.
There's definitely history and there's definitely the pedigree of winning these things, but like, and you could probably go back over the last 2 years and hear us say otherwise, especially me. I always flip flop.
I think I know.
You got it?
I think I know.
Oh, I know who won it.
Was it Hovland?
Victor, yeah.
It was Victor.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just took a fucking while. Jesus.
What this boils down to,
that is the
That's
point.
the
It's
point.
an
That is the
individual
whole point.
sport, so like no one actually cares.
and even to go even further, golf is a sport that is not like that
Big.
popular.
No, you're right. It's always been niche.
That's what I
And the
mean.
people who care about the Memorial is even nicher than niche.
100%. That's what I mean. I think that's the main lesson throughout this whole thing, where
they should,
golf is just not popular enough.
When you go to a team
do
sport
this.
and like and you try and take the NFL and you're like, oh, we're gonna make the XFL. These fans of these teams are gonna be like, why would I watch that other thing?
They have an
regardless of
allegiance to the team, a
They're like,
deep
I need to
allegiance.
watch the Packers win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like that. There's a world around
Maybe
that.
they should make golf a team sport.
Bro,
That's what I'm saying.
But here, listen to this.
Like, the
But you know what
more-
the most interesting team versus team thing in golf is? LIV versus PGA Tour.
Yeah,
that's where
that's
people
true.
actually decided, like, I want to see Brooks Koepka win the PGA Championship for his 5th major because he's a fucking LIV
Think
guy.
about how much we rally around the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
It's our team. We are like going to war against the other team. We have the history. We know all the shots. We know what the record is. We know when the last time we've won, not just the player. We don't care about the one guy that made the putt at the fucking Players Championship. We care about the team.
I genuinely think the team thing is never going to work.
I'm
in
with
golf.
you.
What about this?
Might.
What can
We're
work
in year
is,
2 of this.
No. But what can work is what's I guess worked before. I guess you could say that it didn't, where all the best players in the world were on the same tour. At the very least, that's your best foot.
You're telling me that if we go forward, you can't see a world in 30 years where there's like a team TaylorMade, a team Nike.
I love the F1 model.
and then people are just like huge fans of those brands.
They got to do it right because what
Yeah.
LIV is doing is not correct.
I know, but like you don't think that there's a world. You can't even envision a world that's successful.
I could envision it. It's going to take a long time. It would have to look
We're like
nothing.
24 months into
It would
this
have
thing.
to look nothing like the team competition right now
That's right.
because it's
No,
just
I agree with you. The team, like even when I tuned in, that was my least favorite part. Was that you had the congruent like team thing and individual thing, and I was like, it just the team thing doesn't stand out enough within the format of the way that they're doing to be cool in when you're watching the broadcast. And the fact that then they announce afterwards that like Team Legion 13 wins and they're taking the pictures, and you're like, I didn't even really know that. I wasn't doing all the math of Team Legion and the thing. What about this? What if they had just 2 teams, and right now it would be like basically PGA Tour versus LIV.
Yeah.
2 teams, and every week was just one team versus the other team. And it might be 50 guys, it might be 20, it might be different formats, but like you have a season-long 2 teams, and they're always up against each other every fucking week.
I don't know if it would
Because
work
like the
every
Ryder
week.
Cup works because there's 2 teams.
I
think
also think it
golf
works
is
because it's
Well,
like
yeah.
U.S. against Europe.
Nationalism.
It's
Yeah, but that
we're going on foreign soil and trying to bring
Right.
back the cup.
It is, but even if you were doing it USA versus Europe in the current team format that they do with individual in LIV, I still don't think it wouldn't pop.
Well, team play with stroke play is a complete miss.
That's what I mean.
It has to
It's-
be match play.
That's what I mean. It's like it just doesn't really work. It's like
They can't do it every week. If LIV wants to figure out the team aspect, you have to have certain tournaments dedicated to just stroke play, and you just that maybe the guy who wins that, whoever finishes the top 10 gets points for their team. Maybe it goes towards like a point system like you have in hockey where you get 2 points for winning something, whatever. And then the other event is strictly just teams. And then you do that every other week, or maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm watching the team event, I know that that's all I care about that week. Is like they're going to play alternate shot on Thursday. They're going to play a scramble on Friday. And you're going to keep moving it so that it's closer to the Ryder Cup format where you're not trying to mix them both into one event. Do dedicated events. It's as simple as that. Why wouldn't LIV fans want to watch just like John Rahm try and go win a tournament just on his own? Why does every event have to be tied to the team? Do the team aspect, but make it right. Do it 10 times a year. Do it 20 times a year. And be the league that does way more team play in golf than any other league. It's as simple as that. You don't have to do it every single week.
I do think that they if the reason they kind of did the team thing originally was this notion of like golf is not popular enough right now because it's an individual sport and people don't have allegiances to individual rich guys on tour, with the exception of like Tiger Woods, which we all have an allegiance to, and that's very clear. But generally, if, you know, like Russell Henley and Joel Damon are out there, Joel's obviously kind of a star now, but like people aren't going nuts over, it's like you're just kind of watching guys out there and you don't have an allegiance. You don't buy like their merchandise and get invested in their decisions and that team. Whereas if it might work that you can make it overall more popular if you can find a way to harness what the other sports harness, which is like, football is so big because people have their fucking team that their dad rooted for, that their grandpa rooted for. Like, look at the Lions stuff and how, like, the Detroit Lions, It was like once your team got eliminated, like everybody became a Lions fan because of that reason. And there's none of that in golf. Like none.
We are a team for the 4-man scramble. People know our record. They know that when we face a PGA Tour pro, what our record is going in, and they root either for us or against us. I know how these guys play. I can't wait to see them play next week against Wyndham Clark in Arizona. There is a set schedule. There is a set game. They are rooting for either one side or the other. There's a winner and there's a loser at the end. Golf is way more entertaining that way. If they can figure that out, if LIV was the only option to watch golf and it was all the best players, and you told me that Jon Rahm's team versus Rory McIlroy's team tomorrow was on NBC and I was going to watch and all the biggest people were going to be in it and it was 6 for 6 and it was like alternate shot, scramble, I would watch the fuck out of that. And I would know Jon Rahm won. His team's 1-0 this year. And now you're looking on your app. Who's in the lead this year? Jon Rahm's team is 1-0. Rory McIlroy's team is 1-0-1. All right, who do they have next week? I want to watch it. Where are they playing? Oh, they're playing at fucking TPC whatever, like a sick venue. I want to watch that. Who's playing? That's team event. You know what I mean?
The reason that
this
those
fucking
guys,
running leaderboard bullshit is stupid. And anyone that says that they really love that is just like you're falling in love with like the politics side of the whole entire thing. LIV is a great idea. You don't have to suck its dick about every single thing it's doing. It needs to get better.
Yeah,
it does.
I will say the part, like when we talked with Bubba about, and he was talking about the offseason and the trade, and he was being like, yeah, I get that people think it looks like shit that I took Matt Wolff and got rid. Like him talking through all of that as the GM was fucking great. Like I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that he was truly applying a pretty standard, like, general manager of a team type approach to a golf thing that was so new. It's the same reason in every other sport, like the offseason and free agency and all that shit gets people just as hyped as watching the game. Today's episode is brought to you by 8 Sleep, the high-tech solution to your age-old sleeping issues. This is a life-changing purchase right here.
Yep, we have a lot of partners, a lot of products that we pair ourselves with this podcast, and 8 Sleep is right up there with the most important one I think we've ever gotten. I swear, I'm not even kidding. I just put it on vacation mode, or I think it was called vacation mode, or just maybe going away. But whatever. There's a setting that you can let it know that you will not be sleeping in the bed for quite a while, and it doesn't have to go through its system of getting it cool. I get a notification every night around 9 p.m. that it's going to start revving up big time here, and it's going to start getting from 80 degrees or whatever it is standard to just down to 66 degrees, how I like to get into the bed, nice and cool. And then I wake up, it's 103 degrees in the morning. Do you know what that feeling's like? When you wake up and your body's just like cold because there's no circulation in your body. You haven't been moving all night. And then you're just laying in a warm bed. What a way to wake up. You know,
it is.
They do that in hospitals. They put you in a warm bed.
I mean, it mirrors,
there's a reason why
like how humans evolved. It was cold at night and warm in the morning. That's
correct.
That's how it feels good.
Correct.
Do you do the vibrate to wake up alarm system?
Yes, I do.
Oh my goodness. It completely changes the way you wake up.
Better than a siren going off.
Yeah.
Whatever the default Apple iPhone alarm is.
Like the nuclear launch codes have been lost, and you need to
you and
cover.
Everyone you love is being vaporized by a nuclear bomb.
No, this is legitimately soft, gradual vibrations, and you can set how aggressive the vibrations are. You can make it super soft. If you're a really heavy sleeper, you can make it pretty heavy. And it starts because there's a good amount of times I've been awake before my alarm, and like you get to witness the whole operation, and it's like bzz here, and like a couple seconds later down by your left hip, bzz there, and it just kind of gradually picks up from there and eases you into the day.
So much better.
Absolutely amazing. The pod cover will improve your sleep by automatically adjusting your bed's temperature based on your individual needs. The cover can be added to any bed like a fitted sheet, allows you and your partner to cool or warm your side of the bed as low as 55 degrees and all the way up to 110 degrees.
So nice.
There's no better way to improve your day-to-day life than better sleep, and the easiest way to do that is with 8 Sleep's Pod 3. Start this new year right and invest in the rest that you deserve with the 8 Sleep Pod. Go to 8sleep.com/Fore and get $200 off plus free shipping on the pod cover by 8 Sleep. That's 8sleep.com/Fore.
I also think it could be a shot in the arm if you were to bring the team aspect over to like the PGA Tour. If it could all just come together, it'd be a shot in the arm for some of these tournaments that people aren't that psyched about. Make it a team event.
I think they have to
The team event goes to Iowa, and they just play in the fucking
Well,
John Deere
it doesn't need
Classic.
to be fixed, but if like a
You know?
tournament not like that one, but I know what you mean, like a tournament. I mean, I
Bro,
guess.
you know how much that would fix the John Deere Classic? Because
Well, listen, I've always said I'm down to use that as a testing ground.
But no, it would, because like if there is a lead up going into that event, the venue almost becomes non-existent. Right now, golf is dependent on the venue. It seems like the PGA Tour. It's
a big part of
Where
it.
you're like, it's the pedigree of the event. It's the venue. I want to watch it at. I want to watch Jack's event at this specific golf course. You don't really care if
You
Victor
think of
Hovland
Bay
wins
Hill,
it.
you
You almost
think
take
of
no
Sawgrass,
event
you
that's
think of-
every event that's not an elevated event and make it a team event.
But like, let's say in that scenario that I was just like laying out, let's say the John Rahm team was 7-2 going into that event, but the Rory team was 6-3 going into that event, and they were facing each other at the John Deere Classic. We would fucking be all over that, being
sure.
like, can the Rory team win today? I don't give a fuck where it is. I just want to watch it. Just
Right.
like I
That's-
set my clock. I almost said
Clock.
cock. I almost said cock.
Set your cock to it.
I almost said cock. I set
Point
my
your cock towards that time.
I'll
whatever it
set
is.
my
Follow
cock-
through.
I set my cock to YouTube videos when I know that they're going to be scheduled. Our videos come out on Tuesdays and Fridays, majority of the time. We didn't get it out on Friday this week, but that was not neither here or there. Bob Does Sports comes out at a certain time. We know it. It has nothing to do with the venue. Fix golf in that way. You understand what I'm saying? What do you think about this?
We're
You're a
gonna call
golf
Dan
nerd. You just
Rappaport.
said you were.
So I think there needs to be a place for both, because the reason that you care about John Rahm and Rory McIlroy in large part is because of what they have accomplished in those 72-hole stroke play events.
I think
It's
those
hard
still
to create-
exist for sure.
It's hard to create new stars. Like right now, they're trading on sort of the equity these guys have built up on the PGA Tour.
Yes.
And so when that dries up, right, there's a new generation. How do you know who's great?
You still need 72
Yes.
holes. And
That's what I think Rory, to draw this whole thing of a loop, that's what I think Rory wants. I think these guys want, and there's a section of the board that wants to bring PIF, give them the fall, let them do this team competition, or sprinkle it in throughout the year. You can have the LIV series, whatever, or the PIF series, whatever they want to call it. There's room for both.
Dude, basically what Frankie's arguing for is make the product good as opposed to put the product somewhere where people want to watch it. Like that's the venue versus product thing, where it's like golf operates as a venue product right now. It's like, oh, they're at Riviera. Oh, they're at Jack's place. You want to be like, oh, they're going to play at that place.
Yeah.
It's the opposite now. And that's how you get a sport that dies.
And I know that it sounds insane that I'm comparing what the future of golf of the PGA Tour or LIV should model themselves after YouTube. But think about a group like Good. They do all of these wacky formats, and they're set to a certain schedule of when they put these things out. And then all of a sudden they introduce the major where they all just play they play their ball, right? They play stroke play, and their fans get so into it, and they get to see who's better than the other guy and where their games are at. That is similar to what we're saying.
But
where
that's
it's like
an entertainment product, and we're talking about
it's entertaining for a reason.
Totally. But
Like-
I'm saying it's a different category for me than a professional sports league.
But
Those are different things.
Can't you take what they're doing and
Elements.
bring it to
You can take elements of it for sure.
like, why can't you have the 4 or 5 72-hole stroke events just to see where everyone is, to give those guys who are the younger class of golfers a chance to make a name for themselves? But then that's where they have a chance to scratch and claw and make a name for themselves, and they have to try and get onto the team aspect of the league, and you have to try and break out in those maybe 6 to 10 events that are going to be on the PGA Tour that are not majors, that you're like, all right, we're going to these iconic golf courses that we always have, the Rivieras and the Bay Hills and the Sawgrasses. This is where you have your chance. You're 150 golfers. You're getting in there. You're making it happen. But if you don't make a name for yourself there, you're not making it in the tour event, in the team event. You have to have both. You have to have both.
Yeah, I think that's that would be the model, is like you qualify for the team competition.
Correct.
And then you get drafted. Strategic Sports Group, which is coming in, are smart people who, this is what they do.
I want a meeting.
What's that?
I want to take a meeting.
John Henry?
I want to take a meeting. Can we set up a meeting?
You can get John Henry?
I want to give them these ideas.
Yeah, we try. So Strategic Sports Group, right? They own the Red Sox, Liverpool. Like, sports business is what they do.
Yeah.
And Max Homa was talking about this when I think he responded. Someone said, like, why should we care basically about the rich getting richer, which is what we talked about on the podcast last week. And he said, because these people are not donating this money. They are investing it because they want to make the product better. They're going to have to make significant changes to the PGA Tour. And I think they will. Otherwise, why would they invest all that money? Why would they just invest all that money to trot out 48 stroke play events in the year again? There's no way they're going to do that.
I think we got good ideas in this room,
Bro,
right
to
now.
make
big ideas,
the
guys.
venue be like secondary for most of these events is
because they are already.
They are already, and
We're pretending like they're not.
PGA Tour wants it to be the opposite. They want it to be like, come to this event, spend a bunch of money, sponsors, because it has so much class, so much history. The players want to win it.
True. Also, like I can't say for certain that that's not that.
Which part?
The part about the legacy and the people feeling
still have
good.
it, though.
I think you can still have it.
Yeah.
I think you got to find the right balance. Like, yeah, I don't know what the number would be, like how many team events, how many individual. You could probably err on the side of maybe more individual.
You got to make the team thing real, though.
No, but I
got to
don't
make
think,
it real.
Yeah,
But
we're all on the same page with it has to be match play.
But I don't think you could have. It couldn't be a 50-50 split between individual team. I think you got to weigh heavier.
More team.
No, more. At least to start individual.
Yeah.
Because
what are you basing this off that this team thinks is going to be a smashing success?
For the same and I didn't feel it until I said the John Deere thing, where it's like
it's the key to everything.
If you can make this team aspect be the thing that
Everything goes
I
for the John Deere
am
class?
tuning in for, I think you can make the majority of the PGA Tour schedule watchable and meaningful, where whatever the percentage breakdown we come up with, whether it's 60-40 of individual versus team or whatever, that 40%, let's say you have 40% team aspect, you're making that a reason to watch, aside from it just being another tournament that a rich guy's going to hopefully play well in. And that if,
but if it's all team
Wyndham
events,
Clark wins it, we're going to celebrate and talk about it on the podcast. And if anyone, I don't know.
I guess I'm just skeptical that there's this massive audience that we're going to unlock, and it's going to become this team sport where everyone is diehard fans of certain teams. Like, I understand it takes a long time.
But that works like everywhere else in the
It's
world.
worked, but it's worked organically. It's worked because the NHL developed and the NFL, like those were the first ones on the scene, and like it's really, really hard to just create fandom.
I know,
like,
but
It also works in a lot of ways Formula One's different, but almost every league is like there's a home team, and you're a fan of your team. That's where those guys live. They're part of the community.
That's what TGL's trying
They
to
raise
do.
their kids there. They play half their games home, and you have an
Territorial.
allegiance. Yeah,
Very much so.
like
Fandom is a big part of that. Yeah,
this is
It's a big part of
random, and even
fandom.
Rom talked about. He's like, I kind of thought about naming our team like the Matadors, but like that was Sevy's name, and he's like, I thought about calling them something else with like Spain, basically. He's like, but not everybody on the team is Spanish, so I couldn't do that. And that made me think a lot about like it is hard that they don't have an identity that you can really attach to as a fan.
That's a good point.
But shit, man, they could do it.
I'm not so sure.
Why?
I just
Why can't you have six cities? Why can't you have 6 cities that are like home based cities? I know the TGL's trying to do it, and like some things in each city. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
I mean, would you say that the current system is good?
what the current system being what? Like
How the PGA Tour is now?
No.
So,
I don't think it's horrible. I mean, these guys are making a lot of money. Like things are.
But
the
we've
PGA
said on this show, and I kind of agree with it, where it's like, what part of this is real? These events, like, they don't bring in huge numbers. They have all this money behind them, but like
50-something years, obviously it's sustainable
for sure. I just think, but we're at a point now where it was sustainable, but then somebody had a better-ish idea, and it fucking sucked a lot of talent.
That's not why
away.
it's not. It's because they have all the money and they can afford to lose all the money.
Absolutely, for now, 100%.
Like it's not like this is a better product, and so now people are going. No, they're going to LIV because they're offering them 10 times what they.
Rom didn't go because it's better.
Like-
he went because of the money.
That's
Right.
true. That's true.
Right. So it's not like an apples. I wouldn't say that LIV is quote unquote winning because of the product. It's because they have fucking a tub of cash that never gets to the bottom.
It's true. It is true.
No, they do.
But they at least make you think.
And I
Like
For
about
sure,
this
and
whole
that's a good
thing.
thing. It's a good thing. I think the game is. I really am hopeful that everyone can come together, and I think there are absolutely elements that can be incorporated into all of it. But I don't think we should say that the reason that this is all happening is because of the PGA Tour's product. It definitely left them vulnerable,
Yeah.
but it's because it took a very unique type of challenger.
LIV definitely
It's true.
didn't do this for any profit reasons. That's obviously clear, and they're just throwing money at people just for other reasons. But it definitely opened the eyes of the average consumer of golf as to what the potential of it could be. Like for me, I don't watch every single week of the PGA Tour. I know we talk about it on the podcast, but
We don't
half
watch
the
almost
time-
any weeks
Half
of
the
the PGA
time, I'm learning about the what happened Thursday through the beginning of Sunday from listening to you guys talk about it on the podcast. It's just not something that catches my eye. it was eye opening when like you realize that there's another league that thinks that PGA Tour can be different, because all I've known is the PGA Tour just to be relatively a boring product that like I like some of the players because they're electric and they're great athletes and I love the sport of golf. I love to play it. And if it's a great event, I'll turn it on and I'll root for whoever's in the lead. But it kind of opened your eyes to being like, wait a minute, if these guys think that you can change the professional game of golf, and clearly guys
So are you locked into LIV?
Not locked in. I'm locked into the idea that the future of golf could change in a big way, and I like the path
could make the product better.
I like the path they're going. I think it actually works. I am juiced up about that, the team aspect.
Well, their team aspect stinks.
Yeah.
What?
Their team aspect stinks.
It does. No, I'm not saying that. I said the team aspect of golf.
Oh, I'm
LIV's.
kind of with you there.
No, I think that what is true is, yes, the PGA Tour has existed for a long time, and it's professional golf. Even if it just stayed as the PGA Tour, it's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to disappear. But there are leagues that have, over the last 20 or 30 years, thrived, and there are others that have stayed stagnant, and that means that they've gone backwards. And if you look at where the MLB is now versus where the NFL is, like
Right.
the NFL has become absolute king. They used to move, or they used to work their schedule in the NFL around like the World Series, and now it goes that like the World Series like takes Sunday off. They make sure, because the NFL owns that day of the week, and the World Series can't go up against it because baseball has just gotten dominated. And I think golf is truly a relatively shitty like product. It has been for a long time, and they've gotten by on diehard golfers liking it, and they've gotten by on sponsors wanting to play in the Pro-Am and coming in for a good amount of money, and they've gotten by with guys coming through that have been the Arnies and have been the Tiger Woodses and the Phil Mickelsons that have driven it. But at its core, it has not flourished as a product. And exactly to Frankie's point, I think most golf fans are even in the same boat that we're in, where like you don't really tune into golf on a given weekend. You just don't. There's other things to watch.
I almost like want to recuse myself from, because I just am in such a different category.
Sure.
Agreed.
But would you agree that?
But like you can't look at the numbers. The numbers, what was the most recent, was out of the top 127 most viewed sporting events in America last year, golf didn't have a single one of them. It was like you look at
That's
average,
a stunning number.
You look at an average fucking.
It was like 100 were NFL broadcasts.
Yeah, they're all like they're all the NFL broadcasts. And again, my point is it wasn't always that way. Like the NFL did the right things to leverage and to enhance and amplify their product to get to a point where the NFL truly is king. And that's like that's
the world is changing too. Gambling is huge. Gambling on a team is easier than gambling on one guy out of a full field to win a tournament. Like, it's just the evolution of sports is changing, and it's leaning more towards like, how can I make this product as easily consumable for these very, very narrow-minded, like looking at your phone generations, I feel like. And golf is very boring, slow, and drawn out. It's as simple as that.
I actually think that the 72-hole stuff is actually pretty good to bet on, because you get like a break after every day, and there's all these long shots and there's matchups. But I hear you. I'm not saying that the PGA Tour's management, there's absolutely bloat. I mean, like they've been skating by on basically being the only show in town. I completely agree with what you guys are saying, that like if this was an optimized league, then this wouldn't be happening. Which is why I'm stunned that Monahan is going to continue as CEO.
It seems like golf leads the league in passive viewership. It needs like active viewership. That's the difference to me, where it's like people who watch the NFL and the NBA and MLB to a degree, they're like, I'm going to watch this because I fucking love these teams, and that's awesome. Golf is like, oh yeah, put the golf on and we'll just see what happens. It's that to me, a long drawn out process of passive viewership is not a good thing.
The territorial stuff has made me think, once you brought that up,
it's a good point.
It's like, it's really, well,
it's a good point.
You know, you want an aspect of, I want an aspect of golf to have some sort of team aspect. But will it ever get to that point that I'm envisioning without the idea of like...
How did F1 do it?
But F1...
Isn't that just a huge brand?
Just like developed that way. That's what I'm saying. Like this shit happened organically. You know?
F1 still hasn't taken over tennis, here at least. But I don't know. It's massive worldwide.
Tennis is a good comparison, because tennis is an individual sport. They've tried over and over and over again to do these things called like world team tennis.
Yeah.
And in the 80s, they signed up the best players and they had this, and it just wasn't a team sport. It just didn't really work.
I do worry that there's like not a good answer.
That's where my head
That's
is
a
going.
big worry. But you can't give
Team
up.
golf works in other ways.
It works
In
1 week a
very
year.
specialized ways.
It doesn't. It works at the President's Cup. It works at the Ryder Cup.
Those are two.
That's 1 week a year.
Walker Cup.
Does anyone watch the Walker
Nobody
Cup?
really. I mean,
Like the idea of that competition works. If you just got more eyeballs on it, people would watch it.
But if we just got more eyeballs, that's the whole. That's the there.
But the product's better. I'm saying, people playing for something, a team, like
I guess
all of
with
them,
the team thing too. Like, all right, Rahm's team is 6-3, Rory's 7-2, whatever. What are they actually playing for?
Well, that has to be the ultimate question.
Tiger
Is it
Cup.
$10 million,
Stanley Cup
whatever,
is Tiger
whatever it
Woods.
may be. It's the cup.
I'm on both your guys' sides where it's like
I don't want to get rid of golf.
What?
I don't want to get rid of golf.
We're not going to get rid of golf,
I fucking hope not.
and
What
I
would
don't think
happen to
that's
the
what he's
forfeit
asking
channels
for.
if they just got rid of golf.
I think we'd be huge if you got rid of professional
Well,
golf.
professional golf goes away. The vacuum it creates is great for us.
Then do we get to sign guys? Can we just like bring I don't know, Justin Thomas is like part of Fore.
All those huge.
get Tyrrell. Let's get Tyrrell.
I would love for like someone on the PGA Tour to listen to this and like reach out and be like, "This is what I think you guys have good ideas, but this is why I don't think it would work." Or maybe this is why I think
Is
that
there
would
some
work.
like young executive that nobody like? There's always Monahan, and it's like you're never gonna get Monahan. But who's behind there being like, who's the idea guy? Who's like, I like that idea. He's too big. He's the figurehead, and it's like he's just gonna be like, no, I'm gonna go to Saudi, and we're gonna make these deals. I want the guy behind that guy.
Well, that's where I think Fenway Sports Group is going to come in, and I think that's where they're going to have those guys.
I hope so.
I want someone to tell me why my idea wouldn't work.
What is the idea?
To like incorporate way more team aspect into PGA Tour, do a kind of like a 60-40 split where you're making those lower elevated events must watch because of the actual content of the game as opposed to the venue.
But how would that team structure work in those other events?
There's also no proof of concept that it works. There's no proof that this team golf on a massive scale works.
Yeah, I know, but I guess I want an explanation for why they don't think it would work, aside from just saying we've been doing this this other way for forever.
Cars.com is a leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car. They add up to 50,000 cars daily to Cars.com. You can shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Look, you pretty much got to have a car. It's 2024.
Gotta have it.
You got to get
It's not
around.
horse and buggy time.
No, it's not. We're past that. We've evolved. And you got to have a vehicle. You got to have a car. And you want to make sure you get the right one. Cars.com been doing it for 25 years. They've been doing it. They know what they're doing. They've been on the internet. They're before everybody else. They've learned a lot. You got to have experience in this type of thing. Car is up there. Top 5 most important purchases that you'll ever have, maybe?
Spending a lot more time in my car now that I moved to Los Angeles.
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
out of the city.
It's like a totally different rhythm.
I like listening to a new album in the car, so
Yeah.
I'll like hold off to it. If I see it come out on like New Music Friday, I won't listen to it on Thursday night, or Friday at midnight, and I'll get in my car on Friday and I'll listen to it. And I think it's a really cool
That's the right
experience.
way to listen
Car
to music.
becomes,
I think.
you live in like Long Island or like driving place like that. Your car becomes your second home. It's,
I hate
time.
listening to new albums with the intent to listen to them. Does
Right,
that
you
make
need-
any
you
sense?
Need, you need it going on in the background. It's a better way to.
My favorite songs
absorb
I've
it.
ever heard in my life have just caught me.
I actually, Dan and I don't. I live in the city now, so I don't have a car. Dan lives out in
I am
LA
spending
now.
way more time in my car.
Yeah.
Now that I've moved to Los Angeles. It's like a second home.
Wherever life takes you next and whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for you at Cars.com. Find your possibility, your next possibility, on Cars.com. That is Cars.com. Where to next?
I will say, like, we were talking about enjoying the LIV broadcast, Riggs.
Yeah.
It was because it was just like a golf. It was just like good golfers playing golf against each other.
Yeah.
True.
That's what I liked about it.
That's like a sight for sore eyes these days.
Right? It's like, and they were showing a fuck ton of golf shots, which was great.
And
but that's not a novel concept. That's what people have been wanting for a long time.
To be fair, under Frankie's potential model that he's going to work up, this is 72 hole events would still be there.
They'll still be there.
Very well. Because you do need to be like, who's playing well, like who's trending, who's going to
I'm
qualify.
just
for the
picturing
team.
Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, and like two I don't know. They took 2 flyers on 2 young guys, and they're wearing the same outfits, walking into a sick golf course one day, and that's that team. And then all of a sudden, you see out of the car, you see the fucking matadors coming out of it, and you got John.
I mean, that is what they're doing.
I do think
I know,
before,
but like, and then you like really, it's just like it's 4-man alternate
Somewhere-
shot, and Justin Thomas hits one. Then you got Spieth being a psychopath, and he hits a flop shot, and someone makes the putt, and they go nuts on the green. And there's none of this fucking rotating leaderboard bullshit on the left. It's just Team Red versus Team Blue on NBC at 4:00, and we're going nuts about it.
somewhere in the TGL,
You're not getting jacked up about that. And then next week you can watch the players.
It just becomes a little bit like segregated. That also becomes hard to follow. Where you're like, on one week, okay, now they're individuals, but now they're like it becomes a little like.
I don't know. I think it would work. I think it would work.
I think we're going in circles. I agree that like there needs to be some new element of what you're talking about.
There absolutely does. It's Trent could be right where it's like there just might not be a good answer.
No, there's an answer.
That's my fear is that LIV's
Golf's
like
just
they're
boring.
trying this and they're fucking hemorrhaging money. Like maybe that will change in the future, or maybe it won't, and maybe it's just kind of what it is.
Yeah,
It's I think at its core, it's really hard to do team golf that's not match play.
Yeah,
totally.
Really, really hard, and it's just not. It's too continuous almost. Whereas like team elements need finite finishes, like a hole. When you win or lose a hole, it's a huge moment.
Totally.
Versus like just the team aspect. When you're out there playing in a threesome with 2 guys from a different team, there's not an element of going nuts with your boy. There's no like finality to it. It kind of is just like, oh yeah, we lost a stroke there, but hopefully my other guy made a birdie 2 holes behind me. And like, it's just whereas a team aspect, it needs to be confined a little bit to like its own vacuum and played out and dramatic, and it's hard to have that. There's a reason that like we in our videos have really narrowed in on doing like match play type stuff, because when you just do stroke play, there's not drama to it, and when you do match play, every hole is its own tournament. And so I think that the team part of that becomes extremely difficult to capitalize on if it's not match play. And so I do think you could do it if it's the John Deere, or if it's the Travelers this week, that like you have matchups and you slate it out where each team is going to play against every team throughout the year. And it's like this week, it happens to be Rahm's team versus Rory's team at the Travelers. And you would be like, you're drumming that up. And that also, I think, forces drama and gossip and like bitterness, which is great, which golf doesn't have right now. Like we had a little bit where it was Brooks Koepka versus like Bryson, but within the same tour, you don't really have it right now.
Hat waving moments in the PGA Tour, not just the Ryder Cup.
That would drive it, because you would have like Rory would be asked specifically about Rahm or Tyrrell Hatton leading up to the event, and he's going to say something, and you're going to have that bad blood. Like it's crazy when you really think about it that like in football, that like one guy on one team hates another guy on another team, whereas if they had just happened to be drafted on the same team, they would just like each other. But why do they not like each other? Because they're on different fucking teams.
Right.
In golf, I think you could really capitalize on that if you got that team aspect, whereas now everybody on LIV, even if they're on different teams, they all feel like they're on the same team because they're part of Team LIV right now. Whereas I think you could get to that point where you do have teams, you have bad blood, you have them playing against each other this week, and you could drum that up. But I think it's got to be fucking match play.
You know what it doesn't ruin is the Ryder Cup or the President's Cup, because in every other sport, there's teams and there is drama and there's hatred and you like want to beat the other guy, and then they all pair up for like the Olympics, and the fans of those sports want to watch their
country's
guys.
bigger. Country's
Right,
bigger.
exactly. So like if you have the Roy versus Rahm
Right.
for the whole entire year, and then all of a sudden they're combined, you're like, holy shit, that's pretty fucking cool. Like now they're playing on each other's team, they're grabbing each other on the shoulders. It works, man. Obviously we're sitting here in the Saguaro Point house and we don't have the answers.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. You know, we are circling.
We're never going to figure it out. Clearly.
Well, the thing, my question,
Someone
I guess,
has
is any of this even possible?
Yeah.
Like, are sponsors so dug in? Especially with LIV and PGA Tour, everything seems impossible right now. Like, I don't even know what you could change.
Well, that's
really.
what I'm saying with this strategic sports group. Like, they just got a huge influx of cash. They have some leeway now. They're not so beholden to these sponsors because they just got $1.5 billion or whatever it is.
So this is what idea
Don't
should
just
be
build
happening.
bigger fucking grandstands with this new money.
I'm with you.
Figure it out.
know.
Infrastructure.
Here's the point, and I think is where we should leave it. Make the product what make people watch, not the venue.
Correct.
That's it.
Let's end it there.
All right.
Wyndham Clark,
Correct.
wins the AT&T.
Is that the best? I was thinking about this. Canceling plans is the best. When people cancel your plans, they're like, I was like, I was going to go to that dinner, but I can't. Couldn't get a babysitter or whatever. I think this is the best scenario for that.
Dude,
where you're like, I got to play 54 holes.
3.6 million.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And they push it to Monday, and you're like, oh my God, I got to stick around.
Woke up early to check his phone, 5 in the morning.
Bang.
And
you won the tournament.
Wow.
After shooting 60 course record on Saturday.
Nobody follows up around like 60 by
No,
going low
dude.
ever either. That's just
And it's
everybody
not-
knows
and
that.
Like, I
it's
couldn't
not
break
your-
70 at freaking
And dude, it's
Greyhawk.
not your fault in any way. It's the weather. Wyndham's like, I got this fucking trophy now.
See ya. Peace.
How much money? What was it?
3.6.
Oh, canceled plans, baby.
And they woke up. They sent the first text to the guys at 5:15 in the morning, and it was like delayed. So he woke up, rolled out, checked his phone. Then they did it again at 9:30, and then they canceled the thing.
that's like
When's the last time that's happened?
There was the 54 hole they did. I remember Adam Scott won at Riviera, 54 holes. It didn't count as an official tour win then, but I think it does now, which is kind of strange.
And your first instinct is to be like, this is ridiculous, but they really had no other option.
Dude, the storms in
California's
California,
in trouble.
I can say this firsthand.
California is in trouble.
It's an insane amount of water. Like an insane.
For a place that like
and LA's just
needs
not built
water.
for it. Yeah.
California largely needs water.
But they're so incompetent that they're not harnessing the water. It's just going right
I
into the
know.
ocean. It's like a clown show.
I'll say we kind of were all taught in school that California eventually is just going to be gone. Like it's just going to get earthquaked and like tectonic
Fires.
plated and fired right
Yeah.
out of here.
I like
honestly
California.
think this is kind of like these are the signs. California's out. Wildfires, earthquakes. Now there's too
I
much.
never thought it
water.
would be too much water.
Too much water. They're at Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
Like we know you're on the ocean. You're
How would
used to this
they?
water.
You say they're not. What would you say they're not? Like saving the water.
They're not like harnessing.
Harnessing is the word.
Yeah.
How would you harness the water?
So apparently it's something to do with like snowfall versus rainfall. I think snow is a lot easier to. They need like snow pack in the mountains in order to. I don't know the details, but the infrastructure is just not very good.
Did you guys see? There's a video that went viral of really old blue ice in an iceberg that flipped upside down.
No.
It's unbelievable. I saw it on
Like
Reddit.
Waterboy. He's got the
People
little
said
thing.
that that's where she got the little vial from.
Very good. Very good.
Bro, it's the bluest
Very good.
blue you've ever seen in your entire life. It's
believe it.
wild. It's an ice. There's an iceberg, right? It was on Reddit, Alex Bush, and it was on like the main page. Yeah, like last night, and this iceberg just breaks off and just flips, and the bottom it's like crazy blue, and then the bottom is like a blue that no one's ever seen before.
I do want to say the first part of that's bad news.
No, this like everyone's comment was that, and then like people that actually knew what
I'm
they're
like
talking
on
about.
it. You know what I mean? I had the Waterboy thing, and I predict what everyone's gonna say.
That person said that. A lot of people were like, "Well, the world's ending now," but they were saying like that ice cap, like that, always just like breaks and melts. That wasn't.
Okay.
It was just like a glacier. It wasn't
I
an
don't
ice
know.
cap. I'm using the word wrong.
No, but I know what you're saying. Like, I feel like we're seeing the part of an iceberg we've never seen before.
Right.
That ain't good.
Whoa!
I guess-
Look at that ice spill. People would never see this before, and it's like, why? No, but I want to see it though.
Me too.
I want to see the blue.
I just don't know if people usually film it.
Look at this cool video of the ocean floor getting an inch lighter. Interesting. Cities are underground.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
No, that was just my thought with Wyndham Clark, where it was like, obviously the 60 is incredible, impressive. You earn it, but like waking up to that text, that's beautiful.
So good.
I like that he said that too. On Saturday he was like, "Yeah, I hope they cancel it."
Of
Like,
course.
I'm winning. I'm
Fuck
leading the
with
He
tournament.
did say that.
Yes.
He's an interesting guy.
He is. He's super confident. Like in a way that it's almost Brooks like, but it's less sort of combative.
Yes.
But he has like very deep belief in himself.
Crazy that he lost handedly to the three of us.
Dude, I texted you. I was like, it's crazy watching him play this way because he was out of practice. He was hitting it like what did he shoot 71 that day or something?
Yeah, he was probably going to be 2 under because we had a par 5 coming up.
Yeah.
So I think he would have been like 2 under, 1
but he took
under,
like 3 penalty strokes.
Which I'm sorry, Greyhawk Talent Course is just not like there are plenty of scratch golfers who can go out there and shoot better than that on any given day. And we saw like he was piping the ball and stuff, but he just wasn't playing his cut. And it is the biggest cliche, but that's not golf? I don't know what is. Like
Right.
that guy a couple months ago going out to Greyhawk with us and just having nothing, basically missing short putts. And then you're right, practicing, getting out there, getting the reps in, and then he goes out, he shoots fucking 12 under 60 at
Did
Pebble
you see?
Beach.
Did you guys see the way he
Insane.
played the 18th hole on Saturday?
No.
You know, see like 18, obviously big dog leg left.
Yeah.
He starts a cut like well over the water, like cuts it just left of the tree. 230 4-iron, starts it left toward the water, cuts it in the middle of the green. He had like 12 feet for 59, or like no. He had like 30 feet for 59, but
That's balls, man.
That's what he says. Play big. Like when he's firing, he's got no fear at all.
None. That's what he was doing at LA.
LACC,
He hit those like huge cuts, and everybody's thinking he was missing those fairways.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's just how he plays, and it's sick. It's fucking sick. Seeing him out there, and good for him because he's been rumored heavily lately to be LIV and in talks with LIV. So if he is, he might be getting that money that he really wants by posting a fucking 60 and then winning the elevated event.
Nick Dunlap dead last.
30 grand now.
30 grand.
Yeah, he got 30 grand. He didn't get the 1.5 milli for winning, but he got the 30 grand for finishing dead last. But that kid, Caleb Surratt, 19 years old, went to LIV, left Tennessee. He finished 13th in the team competition. They won, or 13th in the individual. They won the team competition. He made 1.1 million his first week.
Well, there you go.
That's why you leave school.
Leave school. You got to leave at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's so enticing to a lot of these young kids. Is like LIV is just a much more direct path to millions of dollars.
Absolutely. But it is interesting that LIV, I do think the guys that started their career kind of on LIV, their professional golf career, I don't know that there's a pathway for them to become like a star.
Not yet.
Right?
For sure.
Whereas like you can win on tour right away and you're sort of a star.
We talked about that. I remember when there was one of the early young guys that jumped. It was like, I get you're going to make millions of dollars probably, but like, what's the advertising dollar? Like what's your Q rating? Who knows you when you're walking down the street? Maybe people don't give a fuck about that. Maybe they want millions of dollars.
I think there's definitely a lot of people who, if you don't grow up in much and like, I play golf for a living, I'll take this money.
That's fair.
Fuck yeah, absolutely. When you love someone, you protect them in the best way that you can. That is why you need Simply Safe Home Security. It's an advanced system that protects every single inch of your home, backed by 24/7 with professional monitoring for fast emergency response for less than $1 per day.
So I have the battery-powered Simply Safe, and so because some of the parts of my house I couldn't hardwire them. Inside, I have them all hardwired, but on the outside, they're all battery-powered. I just did a recharging of all my battery-powered Simply Safes, and it's just a good feeling to know that when I'm not there, I have 100% across the board for the next month or so. These things are going to be charged. I can see the mailman. He looks at it. He says, "Hi, Frankie. Here's your stuff. Here's your TaylorMade golf balls. I'm putting them on your porch, and I'm going to see you in a couple of days. You see me on the Simply Safe." He has these conversations with them.
You can just pull up the app
and you pull up the app. You can have a conversation with them. You can look at them. You know what I did now too, and on the parts in like my backyard too. It hits. I don't even know if you know this, but you can send a light. So if someone walks by, a light hits them.
Come on.
Yeah, these sensors also have lights on them, so the person walking is like, "Gotcha."
You can just shoot light at them.
Smile.
I love it. Simply Safe is powered by 24/7 professional monitoring. They are also voted the best home security system of 2024 by U.S. News and World Report. Order now, and you can get 20% off any new Simply Safe system with fast Protect monitoring. Do not wait. Visit simplysafe.com/foreplay. That is simplysafe.com/foreplay. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
I watched this movie, Anatomy of a Fall.
I watched it too in French.
It's good.
So good.
Really good.
The first hour was I thought it slowed down a little toward the end.
Yeah.
The first hour was fucking
The
electric.
French court system that's quite a scene.
If someone who likes drama, you must love what they get the dress up.
Yeah.
Not something I thought I was going to hear Frankie Borelli say today. The French court system is a scene.
It is very theatrical.
Well, it's not even that. It's like that, and if it's correct, if they depict it correctly, it's. I'm happy to be living in America because they're able to just like
they hammer the person,
hammer people on like on theories, right? Where it's like in
the
America,
actual
you
defendant has to answer the questions.
Oh, it's wild.
There's no plead the fifth.
There's no
yes, dude.
They're
like, why did you kill him?
You don't just have your lawyer.
No, like
did you kill him?
The other lawyer,
say no, dude.
The other lawyer that's like trying to prosecute you is like, I think you did this because like I know there's no evidence. But like you have to answer like all of my theories and like why it's wild.
Is there a jury?
Yeah. Right? No, not really.
I think it's just the judge.
It was the people sitting around him.
I can't remember.
Whatever. Watch it. It's really good.
I'm gonna watch it.
It won like the Cannes or whatever.
Yeah, it was best foreign film.
Okay.
She's up for best actress.
I've been watching a lot more movies. I'll throw that on the list.
I try and knock off all the Oscar best pictures.
I'm
before.
going to start doing that. I didn't do it this year. I haven't done it in the past years, but I think I'm going to do that going
Holdovers I
forward.
watched, which was good.
Oh, you did like it? Good.
Yeah, it was good.
Did you watch the Emma Stone one?
The thing that I hated was the preview. It made it look like it was filmed in like 1970s, but then the movie is nothing like that.
I didn't know what you meant when you said that, and I just agreed with you.
So if you go, like, if you're on Amazon Prime or something and you're like scrolling over movies and it gives you that like 10-second like autoplay,
yeah.
for some reason the Holdovers did like some like filter over it, and I'm like, there's no way the whole movie's like that. I'm just not in the mood to watch a movie like that right now.
I should have corrected you when you said that a few weeks ago because I had just watched it, brought it up to you on the podcast, and you were like, "Oh, but it's filmed old-fashioned," and I just said,
like,
"Yeah,
why
it
would they
was."
do that?
And I was like, "I don't think it was."
It's good. It's a really good
Paul
movie.
Giamatti, his eye,
Paul
very
Giamatti.
good.
That's not his real eye.
No, then they won't tell people how they did it.
Really?
Yeah,
It can't be a contact.
they just won't tell. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
I have a new idea on movies that I want to take like the biggest stars and I want to look at every movie they've ever been in and watch the ones I haven't seen.
It's a great idea.
I'm going to start with Leo. I want to literally just look
IMDb
up
just
every movie Leo's been in ever since like maybe Titanic or something.
Yeah.
And like just watch.
Shutter
there's-
Island.
Yes, great.
Great.
Love that.
But there's got to be like 10 I haven't seen.
Catch Me
at
If You
least.
Can. You seen that?
I love that one.
All right, you're on.
You're doing pretty well with the Leo stuff. Aviator, you've seen?
Shutter Island.
About Howard Hughes.
Already said it.
I saw Aviator.
You love it.
Django.
I saw that.
Tarantino.
Are you sure there's any?
Yeah, you're
Inception? You've
you're
seen Inception?
You saw? I maybe missed the beginning. It's the Killers of the Flower Moons. That
No, I
started?
haven't seen that.
I haven't
That's
seen
kinda
that
where
yet
I got
either.
it going from.
I watched the other day.
I've just seen all
What
of
we
these.
do?
All of them.
What we do in the shadows? Have you seen that?
No.
It's so it's Taika Waititi. It's an older movie. I think it was made like 10 years ago, but they made a TV show about it too. But there was first the movie. It's like a documentary style about vampires.
Ooh.
It's funny though. It's really good. I highly recommend it. People
Once
have
Upon a
probably
Time in
seen it.
Hollywood, haven't seen that.
Really
Good. The last scene in that movie is unbelievable.
So good.
Before the Flood.
Haven't seen that.
Haven't
Never
seen
I
heard
that.
watched Road to Perdition. I got all juiced up about it. I put it on my Instagram story.
Nice.
Revolutionary
All-time
Road.
great
Hanks?
movie. Tom Hanks, Paul Newman,
Yeah.
Jude Law.
I actually have not seen it, but I know who's in it.
Oh my God, what a movie! It's just a mob gangster movie with
Driving
Tom-
across the country or something?
Yeah, it's an aspect of it, but nothing
Okay.
crazy.
I thought that was it.
It's the Road to Perdition.
There's driving.
There's
I
driving.
really thought that was the whole movie. So
No, it's just Tom Hanks plays a fucking gangster.
Okay.
Sick.
what are the Leo movies?
J. Edgar.
I've never
Never
seen
saw
saw
that.
that.
I haven't seen that.
He's a poet in it, right?
He's J. Edgar Hoover
He's
from the FBI. I believe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Revolutionary Road.
that makes sense.
Body of
know.
Lies.
Never heard
11th Hour.
No.
See, these are going back to like
Right.
the
We've seen the
mid-2000s.
blockbusters. We've seen the ones where
This is what I'm talking about. I want to get into the weeds with these bad boys.
You want to watch him act.
I want to see what he's all about. You know what I'm saying? The Beach. You guys see that?
No.
Yes,
Oh,
that movie's
I've seen that.
That movie's fucked up if I'm thinking of the right one.
Is it?
Yeah.
He just like wakes up. Right?
It looks
Isn't
fucked up.
I don't know. I recently watched Naked Gun for the first time. Leslie Nielsen. So good. Those movies are very good.
Did you watch the documentary on Netflix, American Nightmare?
Yes.
Fucked up.
Yes.
I'm too scared to watch
That's
that.
the.
It
Is
wasn't
that
even-
the?
I know it's not a horror film, but
Munchausen
like
No,
it looks.
It was the one where the girl got taken out of her house in California, and the boyfriend went to the police, and he's like, someone came in and took
Oh,
my
and they told
girlfriend.
they told
and
me
they're
they were
like,
hoaxing.
they were like,
You're a
you
hoax.
made this up
Yeah.
because
It just wasn't a believable
no,
story.
because the movie Gone Girl had came out a month before.
Yeah.
And they're like, you guys look exactly like them. You clearly did this as a hoax because she was blonde, good looking. He was like a good looking brunette guy. They went to the police. She ended up being found. And they're like, you guys made this all up. And for her whole life, people were like, you guys made up getting raped and getting taken away.
The sheriff was
Jeez.
like,
They made it up.
The sheriff said they owe our community an apology.
Sheriff got on
Live television.
I love a
news-
good sheriff.
Sheriff got on the news and goes, she needs to apologize to everyone in this community for taking away resources and our like well-being.
She's like,
of our
no, I
police
was
officers
raped.
going after. She's like, I'm telling you what happened to me. He's like, no, you're not. And then in the fucking prosecuting room of like at this jail cell, the guy's like, you did this, dude. Like you killed her, didn't you? You hated her. And he's like, no,
Dude,
She's
and
like, go find her. He's
And
like,
the journalist got an email from the guy, an anonymous email, being like, "No, this isn't a hoax. Like, I
"Bro, the
actually
guy
did
that-
this.
oh, you
I
guess I know
kidnapped
the
them.
guy who
He
actually
wanted credit
kidnapped
for
him?
it."
sent them pictures of all the evidence, and they're like, "This is just some anonymous like psycho that's just trying to get to us."
I like when we just have them describing an entire documentary.
Yeah,
To us.
there you go.
Grant, we don't need to see it.
I watched that one. Did you watch the Munchausen one?
That's
where
crazy
It's
story.
like, fucking sounds unbelievable.
I can answer a quiz on that thing right now.
It's crazy.
I got to seeing Gone Girl, and I saw it with the girl I was dating at the time, and she was like on the side of the crazy girl from the movie, and I remember being like,
Run the other way.
all right.
This was a good test.
I know. This is all I needed to see.
Oh, she showed up with all blood all over her and said that she didn't do it. Yeah,
You got to take all your girls to see Gone Girl now. It's like a
Perfect.
a benchmark
litmus test?
Yeah.
Right out of the gate. Get her out of there.
All right.
Okay. What a show. See you guys at the Phoenix Open. I love this week. I'm jacked up.
Come on and see us. We'll be at the tent.
Good thing. You can get tickets online. The Desert Open, is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
Good
Desert
Desert
Open.
Open. These guys are playing golf. I'm calling golf with Francis.
Sawgrass Shootout today at 12 o'clock.
Yep, today I've gotten some texts from Lisa
What's the
Lidback.
website gonna say?
I think it's going to be, it's right here. It is barstoolsports.com/events/SG Shootout. So we'll tweet that out.
We're
and all
gonna tweet
that.
it out and put it on Instagram.
But barstoolsports.com/events/SG Shootout. And we're going to put that all over the internet. Noon Eastern today. It sounds like we're going to be able to do it. It says right now we have this thing going live Thursday at noon, but we can do tomorrow if you want.
let's do today.
So we're going to do today if we want. So that bad boy is going to be online. Go sign up, play. We'll see you at Sawgrass. Otherwise, we'll be back on Thursday as we always are. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.